Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be talking about NIO. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be talking about NIO and why, Tesla's expansion into China is actually not going to be good for NIO and XPeng and Li Auto altogether. Taking a look at the recent news that just came out. So Tesla is planning on cutting its prices on its vehicles in China. And we know that Tesla has actually started to expand to China, which is really going to raise the bar for all the Chinese EV companies, especially NIO. NIO really having to establish itself has come a long way in the year of 2020. Looking at the 5-year chart, this thing IPO'd September 12, 2018, currently up 716%. Looking at the 1-year chart, currently up 1,094%. It's very impressive to see how far NIO's actually come this year. Basically starting from $4 a share, now currently sitting at $49 a share. It's very awesome to see, that NIO is growing. People are really starting to notice the Chinese EV game. Looking at the 3-month chart, currently up 135%. Like I said, I've said this time and time again that I do think NIO was the biggest growth stock of 2020, really putting itself on the radar. But Tesla's expansion into China is probably gonna ramp up the competition for NIO. We did just get news that Tesla is planning on cutting its vehicle prices in China, which is really going to raise the bar for NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto, all the Chinese EV companies. Tesla being a more established and dominant brand is really going to raise the competition. This is where NIO has to start thinking outside the box. Tesla, their vehicles are good. NIO's vehicles are good as well. But this could potentially pose a threat for NIO because on top of all that, Elon Musk himself said that, a lot of his vehicles, he knows that the want is there. He knows that the rising demand is there for the vehicles, but that they lack affordability, that, his vehicles are a little bit too expensive, which is true. I've said this time and time again that I do think Tesla's, vehicles, they're a little overpriced for what they actually offer. Obviously, that's just opinion based, but with NIO, their vehicles are a little bit cheaper. But Tesla expanding into China, it's a whole different ballgame, especially in that part of the world. Like I said, Tesla being a more established brand, it's definitely going to raise the bar for a lot of these Chinese EV companies. But this is where NIO has to really take the time and shine, so that way it can outperform Tesla in China. Do I think that's possible? Yes, I do think it is possible that NIO can outclass Tesla in China, but it's going to be very, very difficult. Like I said, Tesla has the established brand behind its name. It has a wide range of vehicles. I know that NIO is dropping a lot more vehicles, really setting up those battery swap stations around China, raising capital as much as possible to be able to expand. We did get news that NIO's dropping 4 new vehicles. It's 2 sedans, an SUV, and a minivan. We're going to get a good look at the schematics of the sedan on NIO Day coming up on January 9th. But NIO also working on a bigger, better battery, 150 kilowatt battery, giving you a 900 kilometer range. It's good, and NIO is really using technology to advance itself. But this is where things are going to get a little bit more competitive because we do have a huge rise in the Chinese EV game. Here in the United States, Tesla basically runs the EV game in itself. There's not really any companies out there that really stand up to Tesla's, electric vehicles. Yes, I know there are car manufacturers all over that do make electric vehicles. All I'm saying is they are just a lot less dominant than Tesla's. Tesla dropping more and more models over the years and making them a lot more affordable to people who actually want to drive Teslas. Teslas with plans to drop, vehicles that are $25,000 and cheaper. And then with this recent news that Tesla's going to be cutting its prices even more on the vehicles in China, it's really going to raise the bar. And this is where I think NIO is going to shine. And I think NIO is going to do what it takes to actually stay in the game. NIO does need to handle this properly. Like I said, Tesla being a more established brand than NIO needs to start thinking outside the box, and it really needs to start ramping up production and expanding as fast as possible. Now, like I said, here in the United States, there's not really that much of a competitive scene as far as it comes to the EV market itself, but we do know that the EV market is expanding and we do know that the EV market is growing. I know that there's going to be a lot more car manufacturers who are starting to focus on the EV side of things, usually, trying to enhance their battery powered cars. But in China, we have NIO, XPeng, Li Auto, and now Tesla. I'm not saying that all 4 of them cannot be dominant, but there's always going to be one that reigns supreme over the other. I know that NIO is going to be a top EV company. I know that NIO is going to be growing for a very long time, and I still do think NIO is a great investment. But with rising competition in China. We have XPeng, who's really coming up, and we have Li Auto as well, even NIO, and now Tesla. You know, it's 4 big EV companies who are going to be competing for the top spot. On top of it all, I know all of them are going to be successful EV companies, but this is where NIO actually needs to really focus, or this could be really bad for NIO. The last thing NIO wants is to be shut out by Tesla in China. It's going to be a lot more difficult because Tesla is basically the EV giant. It pioneered the whole EV industry in itself. You know, the fact that they're offering their vehicles at lower prices, ramping up production, and really making a solid contingent effort to really make that expansion to that part of the world. It's going to be tough on these Chinese EV stocks. Like I said, you know, NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto are all rated buys by big time analysts. So I know that they also see the potential that these EV companies are still going to be big. They're still worth the investment. I think all 3 of them are worth the investment as well. But Tesla knows that there's going to be a rising EV competition in China. So Tesla going into that market by slashing its prices right away knows that it's really trying to appeal itself to the Chinese people. It's really trying to appeal themselves to the Chinese investors who want to invest in the Tesla vehicle in itself. But this is where things are going to get interesting. And, you know, like I said, I'm not saying there isn't room for all 4 EV companies. You know, look at the general car manufacturer today. There's so many of them that I can't even count them. But NIO needs to utilize its capabilities. It needs to continue focus on expanding, perfecting its vehicles, ramping up production, you know, and continue the plans to expand to Europe, developing better technology, and working on bigger, better batteries, because it needs to be the one to stand out. NIO, trying really hard to expand as fast as possible, is doing a very good job. But if Tesla basically continues to expand at this rate, NIO is going to get shut out, and it's not going to look good on NIO's side. This is where NIO needs to be, you know, utilizing its capabilities. It needs to be overall trying to manufacture and really counteract Tesla's expansion into China, or this could be really bad for NIO. I'm not saying that NIO still can't be growing to be a great company one day. I know for a fact that NIO is going to be a great company, but I know that NIO is aiming to be the top EV company in China. Is it doable? I think 100% completely it is doable for NIO. I think NIO has the tools, it has the resources to really bring the EV game to the next level. Especially because NIO as a company and the CEO, they love the use of technology, advanced technology, and that is what separates NIO from all the other EV companies, really utilizing as much resources as possible to make their vehicles better, faster, and more affordable to the public. But Tesla knows this, Elon Musk knows this, that the vehicles that they offer in China are a lot cheaper than what they offer here in the United States. So Elon Musk going straight into China by cutting its prices right away was really a smart move on Elon Musk's part. Now it's going to be NIO's turn. It's going to be XPeng's turn. It's going to be Li Auto's turn to answer back and really counteract the expansion in China and really counteract, you know, Tesla's expansion there. XPeng already expanding into Europe. You know, they started selling cars in Norway. NIO, with plans to expand into Europe in the middle of 2021, is already a very good sign because NIO is trying its very best to expand as fast as possible. But it needs to start thinking outside the box before it gets ran over by Tesla. Tesla, being the EV giant, has the brand behind its name. A lot of people, if not everybody, knows what Tesla is. Everyone knows about Tesla cars, and everybody knows, you know, the reputation that Tesla actually carries for itself. But with that being said, the point of the video is I think that NIO is going to still be a top EV company. I just do not want it to get shut out by Tesla. And I know that NIO does have the tools to counteract Tesla's expansion into China. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of Tesla's expansion into China. Do you think Tesla cutting its vehicle prices was a smart move on Elon Musk's part? Do you think NIO has a chance, still, to be the top EV company? If you guys own NIO stock, how many shares do you guys own? What's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.